Hey everyone! Today we're taking a look at my favorite champion Quinn. Right now I'm playing her almost every game, having over 300,000 mastery points on her. And with all these games under my belt, I've noticed quite a few tricks that I want to share with you all. This video will be divided into some basic tricks and some advanced tricks. So even if you're a Quinn main, you might find something new you haven't thought about. I am by the way Kitcha, the host of LoL Diary. Let's go! The first thing you have to learn with Quinn is that she's a kiting god. Her W has a passive which increases her attack speed and movement speed whenever she procs Harrier, enabling her to do some serious burst damage while keeping her distance. Now this W passive is actually really underestimated by most people who don't play Quinn, and up to Platinum Elo, some people won't even know about this, so you use this to your advantage. Now let's move on to some basic combos. Quinn's bread and butter combo is auto attack E then auto attack. This will proc Thunderlords really fast and the burst damage is insane. You'll out damage most people level 1 with this, so use it a lot. Her next combo is auto attack E, auto attack Q, auto attack, potentially proccing all of her Harrier marks. The trick here is to reposition with a movement speed buff from the second auto attack and then Q since you repositioned yourself to a better position. It's actually really easy to land once you got a hang of it. After the last auto attack on both of these combos, use the movement speed to keep kiting them to death or run away, the choice is yours. Next up is to recognize Quinn's level 1 power spike. Quinn is absolutely insane level 1, she outdamages most other champions, and since you start E on her, you have some light CC as well. Use this to your advantage, go for invades most of your games, and go balls with bullying your lane opponents. Most champs catch up to Quinn in terms of damage level 2 or 3, so you want to have some serious damage on them before they reach that level. And of course we have Quinn's ultimate. This is what makes Quinn the best roamer in the entire game. And quite frankly, this is also what makes Quinn so hard to master. Mechanically speaking, Quinn isn't hard, but you really need some good game knowledge to know when to ult, when to roam, etc. There's a lot to say about the ultimate, but the most basic thing to remember is that most champs win against Quinn level 6 as they get a power spike. So you actually want to put focus on roaming, getting kills and assists, and using that gold advantage to further snowball your own lane. Remember, it's worth to miss some waves and maybe even trade towers at specific points in order to snowball your team and take objectives elsewhere in the map. Now how to roam with Quinn could make a video of its own, but in most games you'll find yourself doing your first roam to mid lane level 6 or 7. Now let's move on to some more advanced tricks. Remember the first combo I spoke about, the auto attack E auto attack? As soon as the first auto attack projectile leaves Quinn, you can actually cancel the rest of the animation with an E, thus flying alongside the auto attack, making this combo much faster. The next one I like to call vision jump. If you Q a neutral camp from the other side of the wall, you can then E the neutral camp and thus wall jumping over to it. This is great when you're escaping or when you want to get to a camp faster. Similar to a vision jump, we have the wall jump, but let me warn you, this one is really hard to pull off and in many games it will be impossible. But if you position yourself correctly and E an enemy, you will be able to wall jump through the wall behind you. This is extremely effective in some very specific cases as it will work as a secondary flash. And believe me, it will tilt your opponents a lot. Now if you think that the ordinary wall jump is hard, there's something I like to call the long wall jump. In some really specific cases you will be able to do a long wall jump by positioning yourself exactly in the right place. This works at a dragon pit and will take many enemies by surprise. And oh boy, the tilt. Now this next one is a really great level 1 cheese I know. If you're in a bush, your passive won't apply on minions but on nearby champions. While there's ordinarily a big chance that your passive will land on a minion, by waiting until the enemy champion has arrived in lane, your passive will apply on that champion and you can then burst the champion down. Now this last one is really laughable, but you wouldn't believe how many times it's actually worked for me. What you do is to fly towards someone who has an obvious skill shot like Blitzcrank or Thresh or Illaoi, and as soon as you're in range for the skill shot, you move away. what you're doing is that you're triggering the reflexive skills to automatically use their skill shots whenever someone is in range. But since you're Quinn, they're not reflexively adjusted. This is super effective, but please remember it's really risky. You do not want to do this in ranked until you're confident in the range of everything, etc. And that's it for this video. I hope you learned something new, and I hope you're more excited to play Quinn after watching this. Quinn is an insanely fun champion, and even though she doesn't fit the tank meta that well, I still keep picking her, and I still keep surprising enemies with her. So best of luck, summoners, and until next time, stick to the plan, viewers!